My name is Kimberly Mayhorn, and we're in New Jersey, Jersey City, at New Jersey City University, and I am standing in front of two new pieces. One is called Lane Change Number 1, Meditation on Sandra Bland. Lane Change Number 2, Meditation on Sandra Bland. The name of the show is Fictive Kinship, and when I was starting to work on the piece, Sandra Bland's spirit just kept running through my body, and so I felt the need to put her in the story some type of way. And the name Lane Change came to me as well. This whole idea of her not, using her signal and subsequently being pulled over by the cops, and then the scenario escalating to where she gets basically dragged out of her car. And just thinking about these things of, and ultimately she ended up dying or being killed. And her story just resonated with me, and I felt like that could have been myself. I'm from Texas, and I was just felt very sad knowing that she died. It should not have died, based on the fact that you're getting pulled over for a ticket and you end up going to jail. So I wanted to do a piece that kind of spoke to that, and wanted to create it in an abstract type of way. I didn't want to use her face. I didn't want to use any images, but basically kind of taking me back to scene, which was really on the streets and dealing with like lanes, because she was driving. And that is my motivating energy of doing the work.
What are the pieces made of?
I'm using plaster, and there's a little bit of vinyl here, and wood.
And so these pieces are part of a show, a larger exhibit.
Right. I mean, I wanted to do something on the diagonal and have something where the two pieces could talk to one another, And for me, this shift occurred when she basically got dragged out of her car, and subsequently, his boot in the back of her neck. And I thought it could be, interesting to create a piece that would kind of speak to like the shift of the series of actions that were happening that led to her being handcuffed and taken to jail.
Tell me a little bit about the other pieces that are in the show that are also connected to state-sanctioned violence, Black bodies, women's bodies, men's bodies, trans folks' bodies.
I think like the whole show. I think the thread of the show is about life. And also thinking about like how we. The name of the show is called Fictive Kinship, and so I'm thinking about relationships that are outside of our immediate family, not our bloodline. I do have a red line that runs through the show. I have the piece on this wall, which is the title of the show, called Fictive Kinship. And the red line symbolizes blood, and so the black to me symbolizes black bodies. And then on the opposite side of the gallery, I thought it'd be interesting to use a red line that would like cut into the space of the gallery, and the entrance to the gallery, there's an atrium, and so I thought it'd be nice from the top floor to see this red line that would kind of like draw your eyes down to the gallery.
And there's some pieces on a table here.
So pieces on the display table, or objects that are used in the film that I'm doing. And there's a film called Release, and basically what I did was had a conversation with five black women aged from their 20s to late 40s. And what I was interested in, this idea of like how black women release and what do our private and public space look like amongst ourselves and amongst the community at large. And so one of the questions I asked them was like, what were objects that they used to, or did they use any objects that helped them aid in releasing? So they have coffee beans here, like one woman loved coffee. Then one young lady used crystals, one used sage, Florida water, chocolate, popping bubble wrap because she found that being very joyful. And that was like a fun moment in the film shoot. And then one lady listened to music, so there's headphones, and then there's Epsom salt because one enjoy taking baths. And so I just thought it'd be nice just to kind of like bring the objects into the physical space that you would be seeing on the projections as well. And then on the far wall is a series called Purge. And what I wanted to do was just kind of like find images of Black women that were crying. Need it be for sorrow or happiness. And what I did was I took the space that they were occupying and just made it black. And so the silver and the wire are representative of tears.
We don't often talk about the joy and the bliss in the midst of this situation, this oppression, this violence against our bodies. I think what a wonderful inquiry and invitation for us to also be in that space with one another. It's like, you know, the flow of the water, the purging, the releasing.
There's beauty in crying. And I mean, it's hard for me to cry sometimes. So if I do cry, I feel a lot lighter, you know, after it's done. I mean, in the film, there's a couple of beautiful moments where one young lady loved laughing. And so you just get her laughing throughout her whole moment of her release. And so she felt like joy, laughing was her release. And so it was a nice arc doing the photo shoot to record that, because life is to be experienced with joy and with love, and not always pain or suffering that we may experience due to violence, due to death. And you know, just being mindful that it's good for us to experience both emotions.
Why is it hard for you to cry?
When I'm on my cycle, it's not hard for me to cry.
Is it hard for you to cry when you're happy?
No, my favorite laugh is when you just like hold over, you just barrel over it. You can't like, you're like, just stop. But no, I mean, it's important to laugh, you know, like a good laugh is when you have like tears coming down your eyes, you know, like that's a good session, so.
So it's only hard for you to cry when you're sad?
Sometimes, yeah, you know, it's like, then also one of the questions I asked a young lady is like, when do you know when it's time to release? You know, what's the pressure? Like, what is your pressure point to know that I need to let this go? You know, and thinking about that. So I think for me, I think tears may be that for me. You know, like I've held it down as long as I can. So the body's like, okay, no, we want to release now. So I think for me, you know, being mindful of, you know, not holding things as long as you need to. You know.
How long is the show up?
The show is up till March the 2nd, and it culminates with an artist talk and also a performance that is going to be taking like excerpts from things that we were exploring in the film with two of the dancers. Not dancers, but the two ladies are dancers, but two of the women that were in the film.
So we can find out more information on your website?
It will be. You can also go to, my website is www.kimmayhorn.com, and then the school is New Jersey City University in Jersey City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks for the visit and the installation process.
Thank you for coming,
Yeah. Thank you.
my dear friend.